Welcome to the Morning Download Podcast, your go-to resource for personal finance, economics, and market insights. In just 8 minutes a day, we provide valuable information to help you make better money decisions. Don't forget to sign up for our free newsletter at https://www.morningdownload.com/subscribe. Let's dive right in. In today's episode, we'll cover Bitcoin dropping below $40,000, China's economic concerns, stocks hitting new highs, cybersecurity issues, financial benefits of having kids, and the importance of budgeting.
So, it looks like China might be entering a period of deflation. According to Sean Rain, the founder of the China Market Research Group, the country could be in for another 6 months of economic pain. As we all know, China has been struggling since the pandemic hit. Some people believe that restrictive policies are to blame for their slow growth. But there are other factors in play too, like the tense relationship with the US. Just this week, the People's Bank of China decided to keep its loan prime rate steady, but that hasn't stopped the real estate industry from experiencing a major crunch. It's a big deal because real estate makes up about a third of China's economy. Buyers are holding off on making purchases, anticipating that prices will drop even further, and that's causing even more problems. Another thing that's not looking good is the Chinese stock market. It's actually off to its worst start since 2016. And that's a big deal because what happens in China can have an impact on other countries, including the US. Speaking of global hits, Tencent's Riot Games division recently cut 11% of its staff in order to create focus. But experts are also warning that it might not be long before our jobs start getting taken over by robots. Pretty scary stuff, right? In other news, Macy's recently rejected a $5. $8 billion unsolicited takeover offer, and it seems like troubles are brewing for Trump's proposed 10% tariff plan. A strategist has come out and said that it could shake up every asset class. Yikes. And on the entertainment front, it looks like Netflix and Sony are having a tough time in India, while Disney is still holding on to high hopes. Stocks are on a roll, reaching new highs as the Dow broke through the 38,000 mark for the first time ever. With year-end price targets of 40,000 to 45,000 looming, investors are feeling pretty good. And it's not just the Dow, the S&P 500 also closed at a record high. But not all stocks are riding this wave of success. Some businesses are facing trouble, including Boeing. Ever since the mid-air blowout, the company has been under scrutiny. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration is urging airlines to inspect door plugs on an earlier version of Boeing 737 planes. As a result, Boeing stock has taken a hit, falling 14% since the MAX 9 incident. And with the newer MAX 9 aircraft still grounded in the US, it might fall even further. The trouble isn't limited to Boeing alone. Airline companies are also feeling the impact. United Airlines recently announced that it expects a quarterly loss of at least 35 cents a share due to the grounding. Nevertheless, we're still in a bull market, and there could be some great opportunities for those who navigate it well. In other news, a reminder that the FTC has banned TurboTax from advertising free services, deeming it deceptive. So be cautious when dealing with tax software service providers. Here's the scoop on the latest crypto news. Brace yourself. First up, we have the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, pointing fingers at a SIM swap attack for hacking into X account just before the official approval of the Bitcoin ETF. Talk about bad timing. Security breaches are a constant challenge in the crypto world. Next on our radar is the ongoing battle between Binance and the SEC. A judge seems to have some doubts about BUSD being considered an investment contract. It's like a crypto tug-of-war, with both sides vying for supremacy. Meanwhile, our lawmakers in the US are turning their attention toward Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. They're pressing Meta for details about their crypto and blockchain plans. The government wants to stay in the loop when it comes to digital currencies and technology. Fair enough. In other news, it seems MoonDAO won't be colonizing the moon by 2030, as one of its co-founders admitted. That's a bummer. But hey, reaching the moon is no easy task. We'll have to wait and see what other ambitious ventures arise in the world of crypto. Last but not least, Ethereum experienced quite a scare when a bug took down 8% of its validators. Naturally, this sparked concerns about potential future issues. When it comes to crypto, bugs can be just as pesky as real-life critters. Lastly, Bitcoin took a little dip, falling below the $40K mark. This dip can be attributed to FTX selling roughly $1 billion of Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF. Crypto markets are never short on surprises. Today, let's talk about the financial benefits of having kids. We often think about the expenses that come with raising children, but there are actually some exciting perks to consider as well. One of the biggest benefits is tax incentives. In the US and some other countries, you can receive tax rebates and perks if you have children. Let's take a closer look at a few things you should know. First up, we have the child tax credit. This credit can help families offset the cost of raising children and is worth up to $2,000 per qualifying child. Next, we have the Child and Dependent Care Credit. This credit covers qualified expenses for the care of disabled dependents and children. For one individual, up to $3,000 in expenses are covered, and for two or more individuals, up to $6,000 is covered. The percentage of coverage depends on your adjusted gross income. If you adopt a child, there's the adoption tax credit. In 2023, the credit is fully available for up to $15,950 if your modified adjusted gross income is equal to or less than $239,230. The amount reduces if your income is higher, but still falls within certain limits. And if you were in the adoption process during 2022, you can claim up to $14,890 in eligible adoption expenses for each eligible child. Lastly, there's the Earned Income Tax Credit. This is a refundable tax credit that ranges from $560 to $6,935 for tax year 2022. These are just a few examples of the financial benefits of having kids. Stay tuned for part 2 tomorrow, where we'll explore more ways having children can positively impact your finances. Here's a great quote to kick off your day. A budget is telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. Isn't this so true? It's from a wise guy named Dave Ramsey. He really hit the nail on the head with this one. We've all been there, right? Money just seems to slip through our fingers, and before we know it, we're left scratching our heads, wondering where it all went. It can be frustrating and even a little bit scary. But Dave Ramsey brings a sense of clarity to the chaos with this quote. He reminds us that having a budget is like having a roadmap for our money. It gives us control and purpose. Instead of aimlessly spending and then regretting it later, we can make intentional choices about where our hard-earned cash goes. A budget can help us reach our financial goals, whether it's paying off debt, saving for a vacation, or just maintaining stability. It's about being proactive instead of reactive, and it empowers us to make better decisions. So let's take a page out of Dave Ramsey's book and start telling our money where to go. Trust me, you'll feel a whole lot more confident and in control of your finances.
In this episode, we discussed a wide range of topics, including Bitcoin's drop below $40,000, China's economy facing challenges, stocks reaching new highs, cybersecurity issues, financial benefits of having kids, and the importance of budgeting. Thanks for tuning in to the Morning Download, your go-to podcast for personal finance, economics, and market insights in just 8 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe for more helpful content and sign up for our free newsletter at morningdownload.com/subscribe.